Oh my goodness, we're almost there. We're almost at the finish line. We have 2 factions still remaining to give breakdowns for the RP in terms of what equals what in tier. And the House of Finarfin is actually pretty easy. So let's look at their bodyguard tier units first. So we have the Arqueni Mor Magilwa and the Sartor Dorado. You can bring 2 of each, or you can bring 1 of each. But you can bring no more than 2 of this sort of tier of unit. Next, we have their high tier selection, which is relatively limited. You can bring the Company of Prince Gwendor, Wardens, Bridge Wards, and Marksmen. These all account for the high tier units, and then everything else is mid tier, as the majority of the House of Finarfin roster is composed of mid tier units. So, Stalkers, Defenders, Archers, Scouts, and then the Swordsmen. These are all mid-tier troops. And then, of course, you have your artillery picks as well, which you can bring in the place of mid-tier slots. Their crews are actually detachments of the Wardens of Nargothrond, but they're just the crew. And if you wanna bring them, rather than limiting your already relatively limited high-tier selections, they take part of your mid-tier cards. So, yeah. Pretty easy to understand. A lot of things are broken down by like visual appearance and also names. So the House of Finarfin, I think, is probably one of the more straightforward factions in terms of this. So let's make some quick little armies here, because why not? So I like to make aggressive armies, and I like to try and play the House of Finarfin a little bit more aggressively, which is something that I've been trying to bend them towards in this new patch. So I'm going to bring our bodyguard tier units here. We're going to bring a third of our mid-tier options in the Swordsmen of Talathirnin. Also going to bring 3 of the Javelins. That's 7. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So lots of mid-range units here. Lots of numbers. And we're going to give them all experience chevrons, because that's something that we can do. You know, maybe we'll drop those 2. And in their place we'll put some chevron stalkers. So that's 4, 8, and then 12. Got our whole mid-tiered line up there. Good to go. From there, I would probably do something like this. Just because I like to have lots of options. There we go. Solid line of 3 units of pikes, 2 units of Wardens of Nargothrond that we can extend over top of those pikes, or we can use them elsewhere and instead put the Defenders of Talathirnin in their place, and then use the Swordsmen of Talathirnin as a front line. And then we've got some Marksmen of Nargothrond for once things kind of get stuck in, we can save their ammunition and then really start hitting our enemies hard. Yeah, but if you don't like that, if you don't want the Marksmen, you could bring more Wardens, or you could bring the Company of Prince Gwendor, give them an armor upgrade, and they're pretty nice like that. It really is down to you and what you feel is going to be most important for the battles that you have ahead of you in the campaign. So, yeah, that's the House of Nargothrond in sort of a nutshell when it comes to how to break down their armies by tier, and how to actually go about creating your armies for the RP. So hope you guys have enjoyed this so far. If you're interested in getting involved in the RP, again, everything you need is down in the description. You can always ask me questions in the YouTube comments, or you can just join our Discord and ask for help there. But in any case, my name is Jordan, also known as JMonster. Hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll see you next time. Take care, everyone.